Alright, and we're back for the next part of the first mission, per se, with Deus Ex, Human Revolution. We're still... I keep thinking Mankind Divided, despite the fact that's not even out yet. I don't know, I'm so eager to play the game. I can't stop thinking about it. But yeah, here we are with some more Deus Ex. Last time, we had just breezed through an area, we hit some stuff, blah blah blah, great stuff happened. There's a turret down at the end of the hallway, doesn't matter. We'll just hack into this. Alright, hack. You actually can, if for whatever reason you failed at hacking or don't feel like hacking, you can look up the passwords and codes for stuff. But that's if you want to do it that way. And then what we just picked up here was a nuke virus. Nuke virus allows you to instantly capture a point without being detected. These little cubes give you random little benefits. Not random. They're all based in hacking. For example, this one will give us 100 XP. Not useful for us, but hey, if you're playing the game for the first time, second time, third time, maybe, I don't know, it can always help. The nuke virus helps you take things easier. Things like that. Now this, I can turn off the camera, and because of my one of my augmentations, I can actually disable the turret, the tournament, or set it for enemies. I'm just going to disable it because there's no enemies in the area. Alright. Anything in here? Let's pick up that nuke virus. And some a pocket secretary. Does this one have the password for it? Yes. So that's an example. The password was right here. It was that far away from it. If you want the experience, go ahead and hack it. If you don't want to, or you're not confident in your hacking ability, then try to find the password, or... that was a mine going off. That didn't affect me because of my upgrades, again. As I said, the augmentations are really a saving grace, so I don't have to pay attention as much. But, where was I? Yes, if you want the experience, please do the hacking. If you don't feel like you can, then don't. That's the neat thing about the game, it's all about choice, with the exception of certain things that they said they actually were going to change with Mankind. As you noted here, we went through a roundabout way, where instead of hacking, we went through this vent over to there, behind the turret, effectively eliminating any opposition. This game has a lot of turrets and a lot of different paths. I will not take all of them, because I am blind. And take a look at this guy real quick. So we're going to walk in here, and an event will happen. And I'm going to have myself a drink. I'm going to mute myself now.
Step away from the console. Now! Help me! Son of a bitch.
Dun dun dun. And then we named him Proxy.
Pritchard, you still there?
Where else would I be?
Patch me to Seraph. Now.
Adam, it's David. You got the Typhoon?
Yeah. But you were right about there being something more behind this. Because I've also got a dead purist in here with some pretty interesting cerebral implants.
Don't touch him. We'll need an expert to recover his neural hub, in case it's booby-trapped.
Copy that. What about Sanders?
SWAT's pressure me to let them off the leash. Find them before they do, and deal with them.
Alright, so we're gonna press on, yay. For those of you that don't know any of, Deus Ex lore, purists, purity first, in this case, members, are those, are humans, men and women who disagree with the augmentation, and you've heard this before, of humans due to they find it to be corrupting, which I can understand the perspective. I personally am more of a person that, you know, sort of Darwinistic. You do what you need to do to survive, whether that means taking upgrades to your system, replacing the biological with the mechanical. You do what you need to do. And you can see this gunfight happening down here between Purity First and the SWAT team. Actually, I'm not going to say it's the SWAT team, it may just be... I'm pretty certain they're SWAT, but we'll just say it's police. But, yeah. Purity First, PF. But, just... it's hard to explain. Let's go with that. A lot of people think of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm more of a... Yes, if, let's say, in the physical sense, you lose a limb or two, well, recovering from that is not easy. I mean, saying it doesn't affect you is kind of bogus. Let's go with bogus. It sounds like a fun way to explain it. I was always more of, you know, if you get over it, sure, good on you, but you actually don't recover from that all the time. It's one of those things where it's a part of you, and when you lose it, yes, it does affect you. That's part of the story with Jensen, is that, you know, suddenly one morning he wakes, well, not one morning, yes, whatever. He finds himself, he looks in the mirror, and he's just different. He's not him anymore. I guess it's hard to explain.
Empty.
I'll let the story unfold. Let's just go with that.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Alright. All these pocket secretaries. Okay. Nothing important, seemingly, but, I mean, hey, I'm still close. Whoops. And let's go with the pistol again, because I'm collecting a ton of ammo. And see, that's one of the neat things about having no recoil and being able to stealth is I don't have to actually get in gunfights with people. I'm already at a point where I can just shoot them already once and that's it, or I can just take them out. And you can hack all these. I'm not going to. I'm not going to have that much fun with it. We're still using CD, DVDs in the future, of course, because it only seems practical. Just looking to see if there's anything crazy that I can pick up. You'll forgive me, I actually have my mind on other things. Like, it's one of those things where whenever I play this game, I end up in a contemplative state. I like to think about the future. Will we be in somewhere like this 10 years from now? What will happen within my lifetime? I will actually save this prior to going in here, just in case I screw something up and get someone killed and crazy things like that. Alright.
Don't lie to me! I don't want to hurt you. You're a civilian. But I will if you don't give me a choice.
If you didn't want to hurt anyone, you should have stayed home tonight.
Oh, look! Serif's attack dog! You're here to clean up before the police bust in? He thinks we're breaking the law. Shut up! All you body polluters break laws. You're all the same.
You're gonna have a hard time convincing people you're any different once they hear you had an AUG on your team.
What?
I found your attack dog in the factoring labs, trying to cut through security with his implanted hackware.
Nice try, Cholo. But I would never let one of you freaks on my crew. Ah! Back off, Hunter. I got business to take care of, understand? If what you say is true, and I'm not saying it is, you hear? But I gotta check things out. So me and la vieja, we're leaving.
Man, we're supposed to begin now. Try to free Josie.
You know I can't let you go with her.
Stand down, Hanser. I told you, stand down or this bitch is dead.
Bullshit. You're bigger than that. You don't kill civilians.
Damn right. I'm a decorated vet, and I won't be jerked around. I need to find out who's behind this, and right now the boss lady is my only ticket out of here.
On the left
Listen
and the
to
right,
me.
you'll notice the.
Whatever's going on, it's big. You've got a better chance of getting to the bottom of it if you work with me. But I can't do a
conversation
thing
hog, I guess
until you
we'll
let
call
her
it.
go.
It's got a name for it. I just
Are
can't
you
remember it off the
stupid?
top of my head.
I don't work with Augs. God, you must think I'm some kind of moron. And who can blame you? Because it's exactly what it must look like to everyone right now. Trapped in here by the cops, and my only option is to take a hostage. How screwed up is that?
Not all the stuff is there, I will note, because what's the word for it? Issues with, you know, new
You're
game
doing
and
better
all
than you
that.
think.
You
You're
wouldn't be
still
able to
standing,
have
and
the
that's
hog
more
by
than the
this
hacker
point.
was expecting. You said you're a vet, so I know you've got the balls to handle this. You don't need the civilian to get you out of here.
You got a good point there. But still, there's no way I could put my trust in you. You're on the same side as the cops. They got me completely surrounded and there's nothing I can do. I'm all alone in here.
So then you can do these 3 different choices. You can switch it up, but there is a way to make them agree with you and a way to not make them agree with you.
The cops will be looking after civilians.
I'm just
They're
trying
too
this out
busy
to see
to
what
worry
happens.
about you. But if something happens to her, you will get their attention. Their priorities will shift, and all you'll accomplish is getting yourself killed.
That sounds reasonable, but I don't know. One of your kind tricked my brother into manipulating me, and I have to make sure that they get what all can openers deserve. I'm not wasting any more of my time arguing with you. Out of my way, freak.
You notice the persuasion level has gone up to a very dark green. And then I just do this.
You've got more honor than the man who betrayed you. You're not gonna let your brother down like this. The hacker was expecting civilians to be in the building tonight. You were supposed to take hostages and force the cops to silence you permanently. But you're smarter than he is.
Ugh, it's so obvious. Can't believe I didn't see it till now. He thinks he can just lead me to my death? Think again, cabron. Get out of here. I did what you wanted, so let me go. I got played here too, I see.
I've got as much interest in finding out who's really behind this as
Camera
you do,
keeps auto
Captain
going
Allen.
like down to
Yeah,
here.
well, maybe I'll owe you one. But I promise you this, someone's gonna pay.
Dun dun dun.
Keep looking. Adam! He's here somewhere. Adam, what's happening? What's your situation? Adam!
Sanders is gone, boss. But I'm pretty sure he's just a dupe. Somebody else set this up.
Damn it. Okay, I want you back here now. The admin building has a rooftop terrace. Meet Farida on it.
Copy. Jensen out.
And there you have it. So when you get Silver Tongue experience, I don't know what to call it, experience. That means you've actually talked them down or convinced them to do what you needed them to do. If you can actually talk, let's say I was talking to this guy and he wanted to shoot me, you can talk him into not shooting you, or you could talk him into being hostile, or you could just talk him into not talking with you anymore. Like, you won't get any more information out of them, and then you'll have to do something else to get whatever it is you need, whether render them unconscious or kill them.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just a little shaken up, but what about the other hostages? My husband was with them in one of the assembly labs, and I overheard talk about a bomb.
Don't worry, they're safe.
Oh, thank God. when those men surprised us. Mr. Jensen, they should not have been able to get in. With the typhoon being moved in and all, I double-checked the protocols myself.
Yeah, I expect Pritchard's doing the same thing right now. Stay here. DPD will want to question you.
Detroit Police Department.
But you and your husband should be reunited soon.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. You're a hero.
I know. Alright, let's go on. So there we go. Actually, let's see what they have to say.
Jensen? You're the guy who was sent in before? Those hostages owe you a lot. Nice going.
Way to secure the terrorist leader, Jensen. Now the bastard's free to spread his lies and cause more trouble.
Now you can actually, if I remember correctly, kill him. I think. I may be wrong though. The story may be that you can't kill him, because his brother comes up later on. Story, you know.
Gonna lose the bastard. I can't believe they made us wait out here while the leader of these assholes got away. Who knows what he'll do.
Way to secure the terrorist leader, Jensen.
But yeah, they all say
Sorry, Mr.
roughly the
Ford.
same stuff.
The target is...
My wife, is she all right?
She's fine. A little shaken up, though. Swab will need to debrief her, but you'll see her soon.
I don't know what to say. I think I've given up on her. You're a true hero, man. I'll find some way to repay this, I swear.
There's no need for that. I was just doing my job.
Don't be modest. I didn't recognize you before, but I know who you are, Mr. Jensen. And I know you weren't supposed to be back at work yet. Thank God you are. I'll be in touch. Count on it.
And he comes back. It all comes around. Whoop. Alright.
You made a lot of people happy tonight, Jensen. And not just the men in suits.
It's what they pay me for.
No. They pay you to put corporate interests ahead of people. You found a way to satisfy everyone. Guess Dr. Reed was telling the truth about you.
Megan? What are you talking about,
Only
Malik?
50% of the time.
Before you were hired. She said the papers were lying about Mexican Town. That you weren't fired from the force. You quit when you realized Protect and Serve had become Protect and Serve the corporate interest. Nice to see she was right. You ready to go?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, get me out of here, Malik.
Your wish is my command. Climb in.
It's curious if she'll be back in some way in the second game. Story. As I said, we'll see later. Apparently, smoke and steam particles were slowing down the game. How could this be? So yeah, this is as I said, it's a lot of story, so I won't be doing too much. It's a very relaxed way to do a Let's Play, and that's okay, I don't mind. I'm trying to find my pace with it, too. It's one of those strange things, I guess. As I said, in the past, I'm not experienced with this, so I keep reusing the same phrases over and over. I've begun to notice that, very severely, of course. And sometimes at a loss for words, not sure what to say, thinking about other things. I guess I could say I have ADD or ADHD, whatever.
New orders just in, Jensen. The boss wants Pritchard to examine the Typhoon ASAP.
Copy that. Thanks for the lift.
No problem. Hey, and Jensen, I just wanted to say, new look suits you. Like you haven't missed a beat at all.
Thanks.
So, how's it feel? Being augmented.
Excuse me.
Don't take it the wrong way. I mean, I've got a few neuro enhancements myself. Discreet ones to help me fly better. But I chose to get them implanted. You didn't. Now that you had a chance to try them out, what do you think?
If I thought about what would be the actual story, I would think he'd be grudging. Me, I'd be more intrigued. Other people, but
I'm not gonna lie and say they didn't come in handy back there. But like you said, I didn't choose to get augmented.
So it'll take some getting used to. I get it. But don't be surprised if the boss keeps pushing you to get more.
Why? What do you mean?
You know how he is. He thinks augmentations are the be-all, end-all of everything. And he can't understand why someone wouldn't want to become more than human.
Megan used to say the same thing.
I'm not surprised. The research she was doing was pretty damn inspired. Might have convinced a lot more people to give what we make here a try.
If that bastard hadn't killed her.
Listen, Jensen. I know you want to find the men who attacked us, and so do I. If I can help in any way, all you gotta do is ask.
Actually, there is something. I want to know about the first attack.
Fine. Ask away.
I've been thinking about why they attacked. What they were really after.
Isn't it obvious? They didn't want us going to Washington.
No, that was just timing. Hearings can be rescheduled. Somebody else can present Megan's findings.
I don't think so, Jensen. They took out her whole team. Declan Faraday, Vasily Savchenko, Nia Colvin, even Eric Koss. The labs their bodies were found in.
We're burned to a crisp. I know.
The only reason you weren't caught in the fire was because that retaining wall came down. Saved your life, believe it or not.
So the whole attack was just to destroy Megan's research.
Sure looks that way. Mr. Seraph is hoping to reconstruct it, but it may take months. If he can keep us solvent that long.
Did anyone else see them? The men who attacked?
Not well enough to get a description. Pritchard got some fuzzy images off one of the Intellicams, but his tapes were all confiscated by Homeland Security.
Homeland? I heard Homicide passed it over to Special Investigations. Detroit Special Investigations.
They did, for the first month. After that, all I really know is the case is still pending, and Mr. Seraph is not pleased.
You were there that night. What do you remember about it?
That it was chaos. First, everybody figured there'd been some kind of accident, but Pritchard couldn't get a good visual and communications were haywire. Then we heard the explosions. By the time anyone knew what had hit us...
They were gone.
Whoever they were good, Jensen. Special training good.
I'm gonna find them, Malik. One way or another.
I believe you. And just so you know, when you do, I've got your back.
I appreciate that, Malik, but right now...
You've got to get the Typhoon into the tech lab, right. See you later, then. Oh, and Jensen, the boss wants a face-to-face debrief in his office once it's secure.
Roger that. Good night, Malik.
For those of you who don't know, that is not a mole, that is a snake bite, I believe it's called. I actually don't remember the terminology. That is not a mole. It was something I didn't know what it was during
I think it's disgusting how public opinion has turned
during the first time I played through it, but then director's cut, information, blah blah blah. Nothing that anybody really wants to hear, unless for some reason you are incredibly bored. So now we have to go drop the Typhoon off and see Seraph. All in a day's work.
I don't buy for a second he was with Pure.
Eventually we'll actually be able to get out into the surrounding Detroit area. Yeah, Detroit area. Another energy bar. That'll be mine.
Well, well. If it isn't Attila the Hun, fresh from the killing fields. If this is about the Typhoon, I'll get to it in a minute.
Now, Pritchard. I didn't risk my neck to have you lose it in a pile of CPUs and scuzzy adapters.
Well, look at you, using the big words. Don't think just because you hacked through the plant security system so fast that you're an expert on everything computer. There's a reason I can't examine the Typhoon yet.
Do tell.
For your information, I am running a diagnostic sweep on our network and router security to find out how Sanders' hacker got a hold of our codes.
I'd have thought the first question to ask is, whose codes were they? Unless you already know.
Stick to kicking down doors and shooting people, Jensen, and stop trying to do my job. I guarantee you we'll get along better that way. Oh, and by the way, Jensen, I know you've gone through a lot of physical changes of late, but you didn't become a woman. Stay out of the ladies' restroom.
Never seen that before. That's funny. Alright. Yeah, no, I've never had that happen because I've never walked into the restroom before. That's funny. Oh yes. It is one of the funner abilities, the X-ray vision, because then you see, you know, weird people doing weird things through walls. Yeah, for example. Okay, so then we just, actually let me keep clicking down on my left direction pad to sprint, and it isn't. It's time for the elevator, actually. And Detroit once more. Still just as Detroity as Detroit. See, it was a much shorter ride.
I'm telling you, Hugh, He might not have put the gun in Sanders' hand, but it was Taggart's speech to the UN that started all this.
William Taggart is nothing if not a shrewd political operator. You know that, David.
So for the sake of appearances, I have to look him in the eye and let him bullshit me?
With a smile. Always with a smile.
You'll notice a lot of people have a comb back, I guess, look.
We'll talk later.
Everybody's hair is pushed back. It's it's an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, you wanted to see me?
Yeah, how you feeling?
I've had better days.
Well, when we're done here, check him at Dr. Markovic at the limb clinic downtown. Can't hurt to get a checkup.
If you insist. Listen, about Sanders?
Yeah, about Sanders. What the hell were you thinking? Letting him slip away like that? I sent you in there to take care of things.
And I did. The Typhoon is safe. Sanders didn't know about it. He didn't even know his hacker was augmented. He's not the mastermind behind this, boss.
So you cut him a break? The man broke into my facility and took hostages at him. I thought you were ready for this.
I am. Today's attack was just a shell game being run by somebody else. I intend to find out who and why, so that it never happens to anybody again.
Good, 'cause so do I. That hacker in Sanders' group, you're sure he was augmented?
I pulled his cables out myself.
Yeah, well, the police are saying he's not, and they're refusing to let me see the body, no matter how much money I threaten to pull from their retirement fund.
Maybe someone else is offering more. So what do you want me to do, boss?
We have to get a look at the corpse. You still got friends on the force. You think one of them will let you into the morgue?
Depends who I run into.
Get over to the station and find a way inside. Because if that hacker was augmented, his neural hub might tell us who he was. Contact me when you've gotten a hold of it.
You got it.
And thus we move on. Actually, is the door still over here? Can I still take this? No, not at all. But I always thought this place was kind of neat. If you'll know some things that are references to him, to other people, to the game, all sorts of crazy things. You'll notice a lot of baseball stuff in here. And there's a whole story about that and him losing his arm. Yes. Oh, yes. So, after I get back downstairs, I will call that a wrap for this video. And, yeah, crazy things to happen. As I said, it's neat not having... It's a neat experience for me to be doing this. I need the practice. What other way I'm going to achieve that besides practicing? If that makes any sense at all. I have nobody to judge me at all on it yet, but hey, I'll get around to that. Actually, I'll talk to him real quick.
Hey, Jensen. Man, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back. How are you holding up?
I manage.
I'm sorry about Megan. I know it must be hard. For a while, we thought you were a goner, too. Everything's going to shit. The attack on HQ, and now this mess with the factory.
Yeah, tough times all around. How about you, Corella? You okay?
I don't know. I fucked up. I mean bad.
What happened?
Well, a couple of months ago, me and Tyndall, you know, one of Pritchard's techs, we started sneaking out some neuropozyne from one of the labs.
Jesus, Tim. You realize this could get you fired. Worse, arrested if the company chooses to prosecute. What were you thinking?
I know. It's complicated. I didn't want to do it at first, but there were good reasons. Anyway, now I want out, but Tyndall has security footage of me stealing the stuff and says he'll expose me if I ever stop helping him. I'm in a bad spot, Adam. I need that footage back. I know you're busy with everything that's going on right now, but I could really use your help.
All right. Tell me more.
Really? Wow. Thanks, Adam. I thought I was done for. The security footage will probably be on his apartment computer. Meet me in front of the subway station parking lot once you get a hold of it.
Alright,
I got it from here.
I don't need too much information, honestly. Oh yes, nothing like some wine at work. Alright, so then, now we'll call it an end to the game. Well, this episode. More is to happen later. We'll be doing some side quest stuff. I prefer to get as much of the side quest stuff done as rapidly as possible before we get back in the story. You go from different area to different area, so they only have a limited time to do side quests until you go onto the main mission, and when you go on the main mission you'll come back and there'll be more side quests available. Things like that. So, we'll be doing it in that sort of order. There'll be more. There's other quests that we'll find at our place. There's stuff we'll get our. There's presents. Let's go with that. Call it presents. So, a lot of stuff to do, and it shouldn't be too bad, honestly. It's, as I've brought up multiple times, I think about 7 times now, which is possibly a hyperbole. It's nice having all the augmentations already, because everything is easier. And you can breeze through the game in comparison to playing it from the beginning.
Mrs. Reed?
I forgot this happens.
Adam, I'm sorry you startled me. And please, call me Cassandra. You and Megan were together long enough. I was waiting for you.
This is the second side
Out here?
quest.
Why not come meet me inside?
I don't know. I guess I'm just not ready. This is where you work, but to me, this is also the place where I lost my daughter.
I know what you mean. It's never been the same for me either.
I guess it's not meant to be easy. It seems there's just no right way to deal with something like this. And I can't even begin to imagine how things have been for you after all you've been through.
Yeah. A lot of things changed 6 months ago.
I can't get over how much they've changed you. At first, I couldn't even believe you were still alive. How do you handle all of this?
This, I think, would be the actual story thing. This is how I'd look at it. But let's
I never asked for this.
go with this.
They say they saved me, but I'm not sure saved is the right word.
I understand your anger. I wouldn't take too kindly to people making that kind of decision for me, either. But that being said, I, for one, am glad that you're still among us.
Can I ask why you wanted to see me?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm here about Megan. About what happened to her. Or rather, about the investigation into what happened.
What about it?
Well, simply put, I feel something is not quite right with the way the case was handled.
You think there was some foul play involved?
I do. Call it mother's intuition. But when speaking to some of the investigators, there were a lot of inconsistencies. And then I met this detective, a man called Chase. He agreed things weren't handled by the book, although he has no proof.
And now you want to find out more?
I'll never hear my daughter laugh again, Adam. I'll never get a call from her to ask how I've been, or have the chance to ask her about her day. She was stolen from me. However unjustified this all is, I still want to know why it happened. You're not the same, Adam. And we've yet to see if it's for better or worse. But I know you loved Megan. Please, will you help me find out what really happened to her?
Certainly.
I never got a chance to investigate the attack myself. I'll look into it.
Thank you. This means the world to me, Adam. Really.
The first thing I'll need to do is meet with this detective, Chase.
Good. He works part-time as a security guard in an apartment building on Brooklyn Court. I'll be waiting for you in your apartment lobby once you're done.
Why does a detective need to work part-time as a security guard?
Oh, he retired soon after the case. I don't really know the details. Maybe he'll tell you more.
I'm on it.
Alright. So now we can call this episode to a close. But I figure it's not bad that we got all this stuff out of the way. So, thank you all for watching more of the Deus Ex Human Revolution gameplay. This is Doomjuster signing off. I'll get back to you in the next episode. soon enough. I may actually come out with a Mountain Blade episode before then. Thank you.